for joining me today. It's great to have you. I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been starting companies since I was 26. So I'm doing my 7th company right now. I'm built many companies. Some of them, one last company was acquired by Oracle. If you have an iPhone with a fingerprint sensor, Touch ID, we invented that technology in the late 90s. Apple bought that company with 2 hands in between. So we've been building companies of all sorts. Some done well, some not so well. I'm also a professor of entrepreneurship and innovation at University of California, Berkeley, and Brown University.
Awesome. Thank you.
My name's Steve Payton, business development for Telesense. I graduated from Brown 2012. That's where I met Naeem. I have a background in kind of all over the place. Played professional football for a while in Europe and worked a finance job, and then somehow fell in with the entrepreneur sort, and been working for Telesense for about 9 months now, and things are going well.
So I'm a product manager here at Telesense, and I come from an IT background. I worked on contract at Cisco for a number of years before finishing up my degree at UC Davis. And then after finishing that up, through some very kind of serendipitous turn of events, I met Naeem, and he was helping me out and invited me back for an internship. And after the internship, I've been here ever since, and really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. So Naeem, why did you want to start this company?
Well, I think what I learned over the years is the best thing about is a lot of luck happens in starting a company. But the most important thing I learned is, in addition to having a great team with motivated people with skills, is timing. And my last company was about mobile security. It started in 2010. And timing was right, company grew quickly and was acquired by Oracle. I really believe with IoT, Internet of Things, is a huge opportunity. It's just getting started. There are so many use cases. So if we pick the right use cases and have the right solution at the right price, we can ride the wave. So, it's like being a surfer. When you catch the wave, it all falls into place. So we are trying to catch the wave.
Thank you. So you've had a lot of startups in your experience. What was your experience going into it? What was your impression of entrepreneurship initially, and how has this changed throughout all your experiences?
Well, I think the naive view of most people have is entrepreneurship is a great journey and success, and you'll make a lot of money. But fact is, it's a very difficult journey. So most of the time it's foggy and unclear what to do. Most of the time there's setbacks and you don't know which way to go, and there's nobody to guide you. So you need to ask yourself, why do you want to take this journey? You need to be something very compelling inside you. For me, the ability to meet with people and understand the problem and able to solve people's problem when we meet with customers and we see the satisfaction on their faces that is solving a real problem is very satisfying. Plus you get to pick the people you want to work with. Whether you make money, whether you're successful, a lot of luck is involved. But what you do have control over is who do you work with and what problem you want to solve. And that's what makes the journey worthwhile.
Thank you. So what would you say are the best and the worst parts about being an entrepreneur? Any of you can answer this, Naeem, if you want to start.
I think best part of the entrepreneur is what I just said. You're solving some problem you want to solve, and you pick the people you want to work with. So that's the best part, because you're surrounding yourself with the environment, and the culture you get to create is up to you. The worst part is, most of the time you're in this what I call trough of sorrow, when you think things may be working but they kind of don't work, and you're frustrated by things that are not moving. Nobody's in a hurry but you. Your customers are not necessarily in a hurry. So you have to keep finding the right product market fit, finding the customer who has the problem which you can solve. Then you hear a clicking sound. That's called product market fit. When you find that sound, then things can scale. But it'll be good to hear from you guys too, because you have your own perspective, maybe not as long a view as I've had, but your view is a fresh view. What do you think?
Yeah. So the best and worst parts of entrepreneurship, right? Best part, I would say, echoing a little bit of what you just said, Naeem, is having control over your own kind of destiny, right? So as big and grand that sounds, you come to work every day and there's a goal to make the company work, and so you try to figure out the best way to make the company work. I kind of get to pick the people that I'm surrounded with on an everyday basis. I get to participate in different sides of the business that I wouldn't get to participate in if I was working for a large company, and at least have input and put a finger on several different things going on at any given time. So in that way, it's great to work to solve these problems and then kind of be in this environment. The worst part is I've never called it the trough of sorrow, but that's a pretty familiar place. Exactly. Right? So trying to figure out, like, matching what we're doing, solving these people's problems, and finding the right people who need this solved. And it can feel like you're kind of floating sometimes without like a real strong direction, and that can be a big challenge. But I guess everything kind of wraps around to the best side at one point or another. So.
Yeah, I'd say the best side of getting to work in this kind of entrepreneurial setting is just being able to have a loud voice in a small room. I feel like with leadership here at Telesense, we've been able to really take input from a lot of different sources, and that's something that you don't really get an opportunity to do in a larger setting. And that's probably my favorite part and the best part, just having some leadership there to listen to you. I would say one of the more difficult portions is just wearing many hats, because you have to learn a lot of different job functions, and that just kind of goes with the territory of being a small, precise team to tackle some of these hard problems. So
I think one of the most important things you get to do in a startup is set a culture. So you founders get to set the culture, how they do things, not what they say, but how they get things done. That sets the tone of the culture. And some people who like that culture stick around, some people don't, actually leave. So, the culture we try to set, at least I try to set, is that, we're trying to set where we're trying to go. Everybody figures out what do they need to do to make it so. It's not micromanaging that you do precisely this thing, these tasks. So when we outline where we're trying to go, and leader's job is to clearly articulate where we're trying to go and why. Then everybody's job is to figure out what are they going to do to take the ship in that direction. So if you can find the people who are self-starters, who can figure out their own navigation, you don't need to do a lot of management or micromanagement. And then give people a chance to voice their opinion. Nobody's right. We all can debate things till we come to a happy, common understanding. So this is the culture I'm trying to set, and setting the right culture is probably the biggest contribution founders make in a company.
So on that note, how would you describe your team? Like how they came together, the type of personalities that are there, like what you do to make sure that you bring out the best synergy with each other?
So team is still early. Team is still being formed. We have about like 12 people. So each one was handpicked by me, and we have tried to create a culture that give each one of them a big enough playroom so they can define their own role. Some people are more aggressive and they can grab it. Some people are just more cautious. So the way we have tried to do is not micromanage people, but articulate what we need to do and guide them and help them how they can be good at what they do, but give them enough freedom so they can do it the way they want to do it.